this is a new era, bringing it all together, getting your right mind, we grind, we do it forever, that's the only mission. Elevated thinking, it's a vision. Yeah, I'ma keep moving if this don't hit. You can't stop me when I hop aboard the spaceship. Sit and watch as I make shit. I am not a human, I'm a living constellation.
I know, I think you were here the same time I was.
Yeah.
So it all works out.
That it does. Yeah, man. Trying to think of really what else to kind of bring you guys up to speed on before we start yapping. I mean, shit's
You can
cool.
just start.
Yeah, let's go. Whatever. Well, you tell me. You guys are leading this train, so whatever you want to do.
I don't really lead with anything.
Freddie?
I mean, they know.
Okay. All right.
I'm just
I'll
happy
be
to see you.
honest.
It's been so
Let's go,
long.
space,
You have a
baby.
lot of cool shit going on.
Yes.
Let's talk about it.
I would just say lower it just a little
wanna
bit.
be able to
and
see
then
your
point
face.
it up just so it's easier face.
Got you. Okay.
Or you cannot be like me and slouch like a complete slob.
Right.
Because I'm really bad at it.
No, I happen to do
My
that
posture
too.
is pretty awful.
Is that
Yeah, you're good.
okay? Cool. Yeah. So
I mean, it is in your face.
You look at the
Am I
guns,
being
man.
rude? I'm sorry.
I know you're looking good over there, bro. Shit.
You know, flex out the
And he's
shirt.
modest too about it, right?
Yeah, completely
He's
modest.
modest about
Just
it too.
ask.
I got the extra large on, not even filling it out. So like,
I know,
thanks,
right?
bruh. Thanks, bro.
I know. I'm over here self-conscious wearing an extra large shirt so nothing shows. It's just
Dad
flat.
bod rod. you
Yeah,
know?
exactly. And I'm not even a dad, so
Oh,
it's even worse. Not yet. But
Let's not
one
be
day.
toxic and buy into diet culture on the podcast.
That's true.
True.
Thanks.
Not all diet works. Not all diets work, anyways.
This is true.
I mean,
Or just.
but I do get what you're saying. I do.
Yeah, like
understand. I'm trying
100%.
not to do that in my head right now.
Right.
So that's why I'm like, let's not.
Yeah. No, I get you. I'm with you.
I like this. This is dope. Yeah. So I mean, you tell me. It's very good to see you as always. I mean, again, it's been quite some
Oh my
time.
God, it's been so long.
Very, very long.
Yes.
How did you two meet? No, I'm just kidding.
Not so mutual.
Well, you see.
Right, mutual friend. Then that's probably more on you to tell if you want. But like I said, mutual friends basically doing music, and I just really, obviously, I don't have to tell you guys. I really liked her vibe. She's very out there and friendly, and
We just clicked.
Pretty
Honestly,
much.
I feel like
Pretty much.
I remember meeting you and just being like, "All right, we're friends."
Yeah,
like
pretty
this
much.
is how it is.
This is how it works. Water finds its own level, kind of a thing. But yeah, that's how we met. Was through one of her former friends. There was a beat maker, and so I was messing with him, kind of a thing, as far as just trying to get some beats and things. And came over the house, and there she was. I was like, "Oh shit." And then, yeah, we just, if anything, she and I ended up chopping it up more so than he did.
Yep.
Like,
Oh, there you go.
well, because, you know, he's.
It was my ex. It's okay. We
All
can
right.
say it.
Oh, okay.
So there you go. All right,
It was an ex. It's fine.
Yeah. But no, that's not my
That's
business to
okay.
share. It's not my business to share. But yeah, no, and that's. And then she actually helped me out a lot early on. I know you forgot this, but I didn't. When I put out one of my mixtapes, the one that DJ Sticks did, you were passing out those like crazy. You were super helpful. Again, early
Thank
street
you.
team, all
Yeah,
of that.
she's
So
like the ultimate supporter.
I don't have to tell you boys that. Obviously.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The
Thank
fact
you.
that you guys got her here, it just
Yeah.
speaks for itself. So yeah, you're welcome. Trust me. Come on, you earned that for real.
Yeah.
So
like a month before she came, the first time she ever came on the podcast, like a month before she came on, it was just like, rate my podcast, share, post, repost,
You have
retweet.
to.
Dude, I was like, damn. I was like, okay.
Valuable.
Before she even came on the pod, I was like, all right, let's go.
extremely
Proper
valuable.
planning.
Yeah. I mean,
I knew that I was going to be on it. So I
Yeah.
was like, all right, I got to.
let's bring hype to it.
That's it. But
Yeah.
I like that. You kind of picked your mark and then got ready to go, right?
Yeah, actually. Pretty much. And then I inserted myself and I haven't.
She hasn't left yet.
It's dope. That's dope. So yeah, let's see. Definitely, like you said, I got a lot of cool stuff happening.
You do. I'm so
Thank you.
excited.
Yeah, so you
about
got it. You got it all, right?
Yes.
For the most part, I believe that file or that drive is up to date. So I took a lot of time off, right?
You did.
I did. I know. Too much time sometimes.
No,
when I
there's
think
no
about
such
it.
thing. And everything
well, it kind of works out for a reason,
Yes.
right?
Yeah,
You know,
Right, exactly.
you know, for lack of a better, I guess, term, I was just trying to, I mean, I was doing the stereotypical rapper hustler shit, right? Like, you know, you're out there on the grind, as they say, and doing things questionable, you know, to earn a living. And there's so much longevity in that. I'm not telling anybody anything brand new.
Right.
So eventually the situations just started to get tighter and tighter, and got sick of sleeping on couches and just bopping around, and then having, you know, extreme highs at one point, and then again, there's too many variables. It's really hard to, you know, they don't take your money all the way too, investment wise, right? Like you got to, again, so without fully incriminating, right? But yeah, so that had a shelf life. And so I told myself that, you know, like the hip hop thing kind of kept you in that world as well too at that time, because you were getting success and you're getting recognition, but you're not getting to that point where it's like really going to keep the lights on. You know what I mean?
I feel that.
I got sick of not knowing, and got sick of the unknowns, and like the too many variables. And I was like, you know, getting older, and you just start to be like, you know what, bro, I want to be a legitimate man at this point. I want to like earn my keep here. So I put it away, because I felt like hip hop was kind of at the time clouding me from getting to at least a certain level that I wanted to reach just as a man. And so I had to put it away. But just like anything else, you know, they say that if you love it, it'll come back to you, kind of a thing.
Yeah,
you know,
for
set
sure.
it free and it'll come back to you. And I got my shit together, thankfully, right under the wire. And then because of that, I felt like I was ready to embark back on this, like with a clear conscience, and I can do this, like, you know what I mean? Like without any real hindrances at that point.
You're not like delaying anything. You're not, like you said, hindering anything in your personal life. Like everything is kind of in order, so that you're not just like, oh man, like we talked about this the other day, like almost like sacrificing certain things. Like you didn't have to worry about, you know, the main things. Obviously you do make sacrifices in music when you're creating, but there's levels to where that falls.
Totally. Very well put. And yeah, because that's the thing. It's like, don't get it twisted. I'll still make the sacrifices. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like right now, I love, honestly, I'm very excited to be here. But my son was waving to me outside the window, and it's just like, and he's young. So yeah, exactly. So you're getting those heartstrings right there, and you're just like, so again, you make sacrifices, and you want to be here. But the, you know, again, the real reason for me is, again, you don't want to be not knowing, you know what I mean? Because I wasn't broke. Definitely want to, you know, definitely was doing my thing. But like, again, the writing was on the wall. There's just no longevity. And so it just had to be time. So thankfully I got that squared away. And I came back to it, and I've loved it, and it's been great. My brother actually is an amazing. He's the most talented dude that I've met. Truthfully, I love him to death.
Like, and this is not lightly said. Like, I didn't realize that was your brother, because I obviously just from your Instagram and you posting him, I started following him, and this kid can like put together full musical scores. He can play any instrument that I think that's ever been invented. I feel like, and I feel like the first time I ever saw him, I was like, I have a feeling this kid doesn't need to try to do this. And then like when we talked and you said he just has that like so naturally, like you can tell.
No question.
As he is doing what, like when you watch his reels, like you can just, it's in him.
Shout out Nico Lapatino. There you go. Right.
He's so talented.
Love him to death. But he was the one that got me back into it, right? Because he again, shameless plug. He goes to Berkeley, and he was doing some stuff for like recording and production. It was like, yo.
Oh yeah. Berkeley's a big
thing for that, as you know, right? So, and that's just part of his, because again, he's trying to be very multifaceted and all the above. And again, ultimately, film scoring is what he's trying to do. But he can literally play anything. So because of that, though, this was like part of his project. And he's like, yo, man, I made this joint. He didn't say it like that, but he's like, hey, I made this song. You should probably help me out, because I could use some sort of writing on it. And I was like, you know what? Why not? Kind of dusted it off, and I'd never look back.
I'm so happy he did that, because
That's
I was so happy when I first heard that you started making music again. I was like,
Thank you.
yes,
Thank you.
yes, Freddie.
Thank you.
Yes.
I appreciate you very
Well, you know
much.
how I get it. Everyone like needs to take time off for themselves and like to get things together. I totally understand that, but you know how when you just know someone has so much talent, because we've worked pretty closely together.
That
so
we
like,
have. That we have.
and they're just like sitting on it, and you're just like, what are you doing?
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, you know, it was like, so the challenge, truthfully, without sounding overly arrogant, is I figured out how to make the good music, but getting it out there to the right, right. Come on,
Yeah,
there
let's
you go.
talk about
That
it.
It's
face.
a whole new ball game.
Distribution.
Whole new
It
ball.
takes up a whole lot of your time. It takes up a whole lot of your energy, mentally and physically.
Yes, it's wild. It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
a whole nother job in itself.
Yeah.
And
separating it from other people that are dropping, making it attractive. It's just a whole.
yeah, and 9 times out of 10, no disrespect, maybe mild, their music isn't that good. Like, I see a lot of these kids that don't have great bars or much to say or whatever, but their promo is fan-fucking-tastic.
Yeah.
So you think that they're lit as shit, and next thing you know, you listen to a couple of their tracks and you're like, wow.
Yeah.
Skip.
Yeah,
And
skip,
like,
skip.
and that sucks. That sucks for everybody, truthfully, because
Yeah.
it sucks for them, because again, it'll keep them thinking that like this is still something I should pursue.
Yeah.
And then again, I do care about people, so like when they wake up and they're 35, 40 and they realize, oh shit, this isn't for me, and they missed all this time.
Right.
But you also oversaturated the game, like we were talking about earlier, and you clouded it out for like the real people
Real
to do their
MCs,
thing, you know. So it's again, it's the challenges. So you don't want to sit there and sound like it's, I don't want to do it. It's just like, no, the cream of the crop will always rise. But it does make it harder. It does make it harder.
Yeah, to me, it just seems people like that, they're just constantly, even if it's the same thing, it's just post after post after post of
Right.
like just simple things or a picture,
Right.
Stories, constantly resharing, but like just so over the top that algorithm and everything else, it just constantly rotates it in there. So you
Yes.
just eventually reach a point where you just have to listen to it anyways.
You got no choice.
And then, and then that's where they're getting all their stuff. And then people are like, all right, I guess I'll check it out because I'm just constantly seeing it, not knowing that it's, I don't want to say a ploy.
No, but it is.
But-
You can say that. I think you're
But
right.
It just, they think it's like super crazy creative marketing, but it's on some levels. I'm not saying that all people are like that, but they're just constantly resharing, and putting it up. Like I've seen people speaking on TikTok, they'll put the same video up like 5 times in a row.
How is
And
that?
it'll constantly just
How is that
be
cool? Like,
Yeah.
how's
Do you
that
feel
even
like
cool?
that's fraudulent behavior? Sorry to talk over you. Like,
Don't
what,
be,
are,
yeah,
what are your
you're
thoughts
right.
on that?
fraudulent.
Well, just like not like
No, I'm
just
just
like
trying-
annoying. Like just like what? But or is that a necessary evil?
It's a good question.
I mean, in this day and age, probably a necessary evil.
I agree.
Just because of the way it is and the way things are now. I think it's a necessary evil. I don't like it because I don't know. I'm just a creator just wants to see everything.
Cool shit. You want to see cool shit constantly doing. I'm right there with you. To me, after a while, it's just like. But I will say it gets challenging making that content, right? Because to feed that machine, again, reference what we talked about earlier. Don't want to sound like a bitching and complaining, but like kind of mildly,
We can a
right?
little bit.
Just a little.
This is the place for it.
Nice. There we go. So yeah. So but yeah, it does. It gets like wild consuming of just trying to constantly make content to feed this algorithm, and you don't even know if people. They're just 2 seconds, and they're not even. And you spent like dumb long on this to make it look nice or whatever.
Hours on hours.
And someone's just like, nope. And you're like, right? Yeah. And there that goes. So. Again, we sound probably like old heads at this point, right? But in the same breath,
I got called out the other day.
As an old head?
It was very humbling.
Well,
Proud of Kayla, proud of Kayla moment.
No, it was
No, not.
Why would I be proud of that, Jay?
Of being an old head.
because you got wisdom, you got sage.
Thank you, but I feel like I've always had wisdom. That sounds arrogant.
No, that's fine
But
though.
I'm just like, it was humbling.
Listen, wait till you get your first gray hair.
Moving forward.
I love it.
Why would you
Please
say that
How
to me?
dare you say?
All of a sudden, she's gonna wake up in the morning.
Oh shit!
I'm like, that's not going to happen anytime soon, Freddie.
Facts.
It shouldn't. But yeah, so all of that being said, man, I've been doing a lot. I've been working on a lot within that last like year and a half. I put out Gravy. Got some good feedback on that. Shout out DJ Eclipse from Rap Is Out of Control. Played my shit a couple times. That's a big deal for me. That's Primo's boy, so that was
There you go.
pretty darn cool for me there. Been able to thankfully work with a lot of good people as well too. So a big shouts to my man Flip Jackson. He and I have a project coming out, and then of course my man Chairman Chow. That's the next project that I'm about to release. He did the majority of the beats. Him and Loman did some joints on there too. Loman's a beast, as you guys probably know. And then Bizza, 8 Bizza G.
Oh,
or
that's
8
my
Bizza.
guy.
Yeah,
That's the man.
that's fam right there too. He's a
Yep.
great dude. So it's cool. I bumped back into him. So he and I went to college together way back when, to a college that no longer exists. Right? Yeah. So I got this piece of like doubly right again. Spare you my whole college spiel on how that piece of paper may or may not be worth it. This is 100% not worth it. Right? Not even fucking in like see you later. Not even there. So that was funny, right? But we met there, and I ended up bumping back into him after all this time because thankfully, again, shout out DJ Myth too. Myth is the man.
Yes,
Myth
We
is
gotta get him on
DJ
Myth is people's for
Yes.
sure. I saw him putting together shows at the Shaskeen.
Yep.
And
Shout out to Rap Night.
Yes, big shout out to Rap Night for sure. And I saw that and got lucky enough to open up for AZ. AZ was like
Yep.
half the reason why I got into hip hop. Him and Nas were some of like the first early stages. So, and again, shout out to Myth. He put me on that bill, did my thing, whatever. And before I got on, I'm seeing this dude like I'm like, yo,
Behind the soundboard,
yeah,
just
I'm
chilling.
like, yo, I
yeah.
know, and at first, like he almost kind of looks like he doesn't really, but like in that light, he looked like Leeds. I was like, wait, why would Leeds? Whatever. And I was gonna go over and say peace to Leeds because I know Leeds, right? So I was gonna go over. And I'm like, nah, man, that's Biz. I'm like, oh shit. I didn't like, and a big hug and yo, what's good? Blah blah blah. And so then we did a project too. So I got what 6 songs off the Chow joint. I got 5 songs off of the Bizza joint, and I got 10 songs off of the Flip joint.
Business part of Hellhound, right?
Yeah, I believe
Shout out
so.
Hellhound Publishing.
Yes.
Cody Pope and
Big
Brian
shout
G.
out to them as
Big
well
shout
too.
out to Pope.
Cody showed love when I opened up for let's see, I did one show with them as well too. I opened up for Marcel P. Black, really great guy as well too. Highly encourage you guys to check him out. He's very, very talented. He's got his whole thing called Real MCs Don't Rap Over Vocals. I love that. Dope. Yeah. Oh, that's my
him.
guy right there. He's got a good movement.
Yes.
I already
Definitely
like
got
him.
a good movement over there. So I'm not trying to piggyback off that, but just show love where love is due.
Of
right?
course, of course.
So yeah, Cody's a good dude. Like I thankfully I was able to kind of plug back in with people that are actually doing stuff, right? So I'm very, very appreciative of that. And then recording over at the Bridge. So big shouts to Archetype over at the Bridge.
I work with Mertz. So.
Is
Oh,
that
bro.
where you-
So then Mertz is
Yeah.
good people as well too. Did a lot of like I did the I got a joint with actually I did a lot of recording over there. But yeah, Arc is great people.
Yeah. Oh,
very
yeah.
very cool, very humble for how talented he is. He's a very good guy. So again, I and then videos, right? I got a bunch of videos. a lot of shit, man. You know what I mean? I've just been putting together a lot of stuff and just trying to figure out the best way of releasing it and best way of putting it out.
Yeah.
That's kind of the challenge. So I'm kind of sitting on stuff again, but it's like,
You're sitting on some great stuff, so.
Thank you. I want to do it the right way. That's the only, and it's
I think that's important, though.
Yeah.
That's smart. You have to be smart about it.
Well, thank you.
Because you have really great stuff, and you want it to reach people. Like,
Yeah.
I do, and thank you very much. It's like how do you, again, this is where we get back to what we were starting to talk about earlier. It's like, how do you sift through it? And I think it's just consistency, at least from what I can see. It's just consistency, staying in your lane, not overstepping boundaries, knowing your place. Again, knowing my place. I'm a glorified guest or a respectful guest in this culture. I definitely know that. I've always known that. So again, it's, you really don't want to step out of those boundaries. And then in regards to the other parameters that we just kind of outlaid, you really just kind of have to keep feeding that algorithm.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's all I can see at the moment.
Yeah, I don't think the challenge for real MCs and real artists is the creation piece.
No,
it's
agreed.
it's the promotion, especially more so now. I think it was easier before, but more so now. And I'm the type of person, like when I create something, like to go to my point of resharing the same post over and over again, like all the work that you put into that, like each piece of that is a masterpiece to you. You know,
well, of course, right, as the creator, right,
and you want to see it just flourish in the way that you know it should. And then, like you said, people are just meh, and then
it's just so oversaturated. I mean, and I'm guilty of it too. That's the irony. It's like, without not trying to sit here and on some high horse and, I listen to every single thing.
Yeah.
It's like, we all got our certain types. We all got our certain things that we know what we're going to stop on, truthfully.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
100%.
So how do you make that palatable for everybody? That's basically been the challenge. So I've been sticking with, like I was mentioning earlier, the whole Italian theme. So, kind of playing on that and using that. And it's been working. It's cool. So, I mean, got some things coming up in the works. So it's just a matter of trying to promote it the right way, like we've been saying.
Yeah. It's the consistency, because I look at just the podcast alone. Like, I'm an artist as well.
Totally.
But just the podcast alone, by the time, we've had these discussions a lot, but by the time I put the episode together, get the sound, get the video ready to be put on YouTube, put the promo stuff together, put the clips together for Instagram, for YouTube Shorts, the week is already coming back, and then now I'm back, and it's like I don't have time to put 30 clips together and on top of promo and this and that and the other thing. Like, by the time I get through these things, because again, artists, work, marriage, home, actually breathe and sleep for a second,
Get your own downtime,
so that's why for me, I appreciate the masterpiece that I create, because so much goes into it. And it's almost realistically it is. It's that one of a kind thing. It's not something that is duplicated and reposted, a million times and regurgitated. It's like, no, this is like an exclusive thing that you're going to see.
Yes.
And then, like we're moving on to the next thing.
Something new. Soak it up while you can. Appreciate it while it's here, because you're not going to get this type of thing again. And I'm right there with you. And again, where's the challenge for, like we talked about earlier? It's not like, so what's been very cool, even though I was kind of minorly talking shit about it, and it's not really shit talk, it's more like anybody can kind of do it now, but I will say that Koala is dope. I don't know if you messed around with Koala, but I made some beats off of that, which is cool. It's a sampler. It's dope. It's like, definitely look it up if you can. It's been fun too. And then I was able to do a lot of recording from the house now. I got, like, the home studio stuff is ridiculous. I don't know how much you guys been paying attention to that, but the Spire Studio. I'm probably, bro. I'm probably giving too much game right now to everybody, right? But
that's what this is about, right?
Absolutely.
That's true.
It is. It is. But it is dope as fuck. Like, so I did a joint with Attica Bars and Rusty Jux, and I recorded it on Aspire. And it got mixed down and sounds as good, as clean, if not better than some of the other, like whatever. Like, it sounds comparable, right? So, and I ran the risk. I was like, you know what? Fuck it, let's try it. Let's see what happens. Let's see what's good. And the producer was like, and because I did, I went back to him and like, hey man, so this is my first time using the Spire with like, you know, a legitimate artists here, and I wanted, you know, how am I sounding? He's like, bro, your shit was easy to mix. I was like, really? He said, yeah, man, easy. I was like,
Nice.
shit. So highly encourage you to check it out. It's got like
Aspire.
Spire Studio. It's made by Isotope. Isotope products
Okay.
are fucking amazing. So again, you don't need much, man. You literally can just, you set this thing up, you sound check yourself, you go all in your phone. It's super dope.
And then just rip right through
Super dope. So after all this other stuff that I've got ready to release, I'm working on my own, like, I don't know, I'm still kind of working on the name of it, but like my own soup to nuts. Like I'm gonna make.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Oh no.
No, just
I
go ahead.
was like, yeah.
No,
sorry,
no.
Yeah, but literally gonna make like the whole thing, like the
Great.
beats and the raps. So that's like.
I love that for you. That's
Thank
gonna
you.
be fantastic.
Yeah, it'd be cool. It's to me, it's really just fun at this point. So like, I feel like when you're having fun is when you're probably making your best stuff.
Yeah, because you're just in that
Absolutely.
state of flow and it's just coming.
Right?
Yeah.
So and I have time. So that's the other thing, right? So one thing I think you could do to kind of combat this whole, you know, what is it? Constant feeding of the algorithm, if I could talk, is you want to. I think that's also why I took as much time off from the public light, because I made a boatload of shit. I basically like. I feel like for me, you kind of like make a bunch, hit them with it, and then while you're hitting them with it, you got to make some more to kind of start feeding it.
Yeah.
So it's like once you light the fuse, you kind of just want to like almost like lengthen the fuse, if you will. You know what I mean? And really
For
like
sure.
give yourself a long fuse so you can kind of just kind of keep moving, right? So that's going to be done. I don't know. I've got like 3 songs. Well, 2. So I've got 2 songs done. And I'm probably going to do like, I think 5 is like the sweet spot right now. I don't know. It's funny. Again, probably going to show my age on this, but like albums are no longer a thing, right?
Well,
They're-
we've talked about that.
They're projects. They're all projects. They're like 3 tracks or 4 tracks or 5 tracks is like max. Because I get it. It's cool. You like to mix it up, you know?
Yeah.
But
I don't know, I'm still 10, maybe 15
right.
album person.
Right.
Like both as a consumer and an artist.
Dope. Good for
Like
you.
I like both. Like once you start getting into the 22 and 30 and
man.
45 and
Yikes.
double discs, I'm like, okay.
Yikes.
Now you're
Yeah.
just I feel you're just dropping music just to get it out there and whatever, and not really
Worrying about quality.
conceptual quality, all that stuff. I don't know. To me, I don't know.
I'm with you.
I'm not a fan of it. If there's people that are, I mean,
No,
more
no
power to you.
disrespect. Yeah, no, I get that. But ultimately, I'm right there with you, bro, because I'd rather quality over quantity at this stage of my life. I'm just at that point.
I feel that.
You know what I mean? Like I'll spend the money to get a nice steak. You know what I mean? Or
right.
but I don't do that every night or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just to me that's the way I look at it. But the concepts I will say are some are cool, some are just getting wild, you know. But I mean, at least as far as albums are concerned, the 2 that I just like, I mean, Nas, man, just on an amazing run as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. He's half the reason why I got into this.
Yep.
And then his latest run has just been fantastic, and then Killer Mike's new album is fantastic as well.
He always does a solid
I haven't
job.
heard either.
Oh, slack.
A little bit. I am slacking.
But that's all right. But again, you know what? The thing is like, not really when I think about it, because if you start thinking about like the demographics of what they appeal to,
True.
You know what I mean? And like, And that becomes very apparent too. Like if you run ads and things like that, and you start seeing like, all right, who's fucking with me? Like, wow, there's like maybe 3% females here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like, all right, so what do we do here? We gotta broaden that. So I got some lady joints and things like that coming out.
You make really good tracks for the ladies. Actually, I was listening to. Well, I've been listening to your stuff all day.
Thank you.
And I think it was. Oh, I won't say the name, but I listened to one of them and I was like, yes.
So yeah, I'm
This is
very, very excited. I've got an awesome artist. So I got a couple joints with Lisa Bello. She's amazing and an amazing person. I've got the ability.
Beautiful voice.
Yes, beautiful voice, beautiful person inside and out. At least from my experiences with her, she's for how talented she is, super humble and like easy to work with, talk to you, just like. And again, I'm a type of dude where like I don't want to like, even if I'm having you come and help me out and maybe I'm actually even paying for features or whatever, I still want you to be into it. Like, and I stress that because it's like, look, if you're not feeling it, that's fine. I don't want you to mail it in. Bottom line, for both of our sakes. I don't want me to waste my money, and B, I don't want you to not be into this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she, again, I don't feel like I'm speaking out of turn, but she was very appreciative of that and was like, nah, I wouldn't even be on the phone with you if I wasn't messing with it.
That's good. Yeah.
That's great. You know what I mean? And so it was just, I like to just make that's the types of working relationships I like to be in. You know what I mean? I don't want to force myself on. I mean, it's like, I don't know if that's good or bad, right? Because some of these people that get maybe farther don't give a fuck and they'll just force themselves on anything.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
like, yeah, your face just says it right there. It's like, that's just like, I don't know.
It's just for the paycheck at
Yeah,
that point.
exactly.
And I'm the type of person, I'll speak for myself, like when I send a beat out or something to somebody for a feature, like I'm literally just waiting for the, like, this is dope, or yo, I could definitely rock with that. If I don't hear stuff along those lines like that,
You out.
it makes me question, even if they're like, yeah, that's cool, I'll rock with it. Like, even that, I'm kind of like, are you just doing it to do it and just be on the song and like, you know, because you're like, yeah, we should work on a song, or are you really feeling what I'm giving you? Because like you said, I need you to feel this and be invested in it as much as I am, not just mailing it in and being done with the song.
And to be fair, maybe they won't be as invested as yours.
Of course,
but I'm right there with you. And again, and you're picking exactly up what I'm saying and doubling down on it, which is I'm right there with you, bro. It's because again, you can't always expect people, especially when she's a legit pro, like give her, you know. So you can't always expect that every single step of the way with everybody because this is what they do. So sometimes even what you do, if you love it, becomes a job. Yeah. So there's that whole aspect of it as well too, right? Yeah. But you know, I'm just like I said, I'm very excited to have a lot of these things coming up. I feel like we could talk about it now, right? Yeah. So that being said,
she's like, please do.
She's like, please.
Yes.
You're right.
Yes.
I love it. Again, very excited to announce that. So I've been talking about this for a while in regards to like the drop and music and what I'm going to put out. I've been promoting a single with my man Vaughn. Shout out Vaughn the General. Check him out at Instagram or on Instagram. He's Vaughn Gum. Dude's a beast. Very, very nice kid as well too. And Chow did the beat. So it's called Time Release is the name of the song. And we've got a video that I've been promoting, just like a little bit of little clips here and there. And we're going to actually do a premiere at Scope on August 14th. And the lovely Kayla is going to be there hosting the event for me.
Okay.
So I'm very, very appreciative that she's decided to say yes and accept me when I asked.
Wait, do you mean October?
Did I say, what did I say, September?
August.
I said August? Oh, yeah, we're already past shit. Right, so thank you.
Missed it.
See, yeah, right, even I missed it. See, that's why I got her around. She's keeping me on point, right? So, yes, thank you, sorry. October 14th. It's a Saturday. It's going to be at Scope. Not sure the time frames just quite yet. I got to get on the phone with the owners over at Scope. It's going to be down in Boston, though. So we're going to do, I believe I've got... a beat set by Chairman Chow is going to do a beat set. I've got Flip Jackson's going to help me out doing a beat set as well. And Vaughn said he's going to do some performances as well, too. So he's going to do a song or two. And I might fuck around and do a song as well, too. Who knows? But the goal is we're going to actually premiere the video, or premiere that video there, and maybe another one depending on how many people turn out. So I'm anticipating hopefully at least 2 videos, right? So trying to make it like that, you know what I mean? As far as like make a single a big event. I got told that by a heavy hitter in the game. Read through the lines there if he ever actually even watches that, because I don't know if he wants me dropping his name, but he's a legit like big time dude, and I'm very thankful that I have a relationship with him too. And he told me that, like, bro, the project thing is a good idea. It's cool, but like you should probably break them all up. So there's some game as well too, where he was like, at least because he's really out there, like really doing it. Like I said, he's part of the heavy hitters. So he was like, man, you should probably break up all of them and treat like all of them like singles. So trying to kind of stick with that theme and make like everything an event, right? It's got to be like, wow, you know, larger than life, all the above. So it's going to be some giveaways. Gonna try, so like the first 10 people that show up, I do happen to make my own sauce. That's kind of why I went with gravy, and so the whole thing playing on that. So first 10 people, if I can scrap together 10 jars of sauce, you're gonna get a jar of sauce to go home with. So
that's cool. It's different though too, you know.
That's kind of what I'm going for. You know, it's like, everybody gives away stuff, but actually going to feed your mind and feed your body as well too. You know what I mean? So try to help you out with that.
It's like, now you got the sauce. You know what I mean?
Bomb. Exactly.
Now
I got all this sauce on here. Now I'm about to give you the sauce, and you go do what you need to do with it.
There we go.
So again, you know, that's part of the whole thing. And I try to weave that stuff throughout all of my projects and things like that, with whether it be in skits or names and titles of the song is all kind of Italian food based or something along those lines. So we're really excited about it, and y'all need to come out. Definitely come out. October. October 14th. At Scope. Stay tuned to the IG for the actual time frames, but probably, I don't know, I've been at a couple events with them before, and usually things kick off around like 7:30. Typical time.
Standard time frame.
So, but it's going to be like a 3-hour event. So come hang out, come get some sauce, come see some dope ass music. And that's the other thing too. That's the other reason why I'm very thankful that these guys signed on. I was trying to get Biz. Biz wasn't not doing it. He's just working. So I was trying to basically get all of the producers that did all of my projects to kind of rock out and do a beat set. So it kind of like the whole continuity of it all. So he was like, I felt he felt bad. He really felt bad. But he's working. He's a working man, like we all
do what he's got to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've always been interested in like a video release. Like I've seen them, but I never really understood, and call me a loser or whatever for being in the game so long and not knowing. But just seeing that, and because in my brain I'm just thinking, okay, so people just show up and then for like an hour, and then we watch the video, and then everybody goes home.
That's exactly it.
You know,
no, bro. I had the same thoughts.
Well, I'm hosting, so it's going to obviously be an awesome time. I will not throw my back out the day before your event.
I mean, that's all right if you do.
We'll get you in a, really not, Freddy.
We'll get you in a wheelchair.
Like,
we'll do whatever you got to do. I'll get a mic right in front. You'll be fine.
Thank you.
We'll get you. But I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. Going? No. That was just, it's always been interesting to me because I've never really understood the dynamic of how and what that looks like. But even so, you know, expanding on it, having performances.
That's what it is.
You know, the beat, having producers come in, drop some beats, the giveaways, like it really makes it something
like an event,
a much bigger event.
You're right there. I'm right there with you, man. Yeah. Because so again, shout out Chow. I give him props for this because he was the one that put the bug in my ear about this. Again, if people aren't familiar with Chairman Chow, Champ Chuck, dude's a problem. He can do damn near everything.
He's very talented.
Very talented individual. He does amazing photography. He did predominantly the majority of all my videos. Him and Trill. So look up.
That's
Trill.
why I was like, Annie can produce. Like this is
Kid can do everything, and he actually rapped before too. So and his bars are pretty dope as well too.
Sometimes you're like that's almost like offensive. Like, how are you so talented?
And he's
Well, that's
young.
what we talked about off air. Is like if you can cut the cost and just do everything.
Why
like,
aren't you?
Right,
Because
exactly.
then you can tap into different things. Oh, somebody needs an artist. Somebody needs a producer. Somebody needs a video. You're like, hey, what's up?
Multiple revenue streams. For
Yeah.
artists, man.
I
and then you're just
respect
like-
the shit out of that.
Yeah,
That
I'm
is-
good. Like,
Well,
you know,
That's it. Multiple revenue streams for him, and he's a young boy like yourself, man. He's just cracking that age where again, it's really cool where he's got a very good appreciation of like the '90s feel, and it's fun. And to me, I love when I see the kids that appreciate that because, in my opinion. That's right. You saw where it was going. That's some of the best shit ever, man. That's where it really it
In
got
my
fine
opinion as
tuned.
well.
Yeah, like from like 95 to, even maybe you could a little bit earlier, but like it's the sweet spot, right? That for basketball too. Like we could get into a big debate on that. I'm sure.
Oh, yes.
Bro, some of the best you ever seen. You know what I mean?
so nostalgic.
It is. And so the fact that people that didn't even really like I don't want to say he didn't come up with it because I didn't know him back then, but I'm sure he was seeing it from a different perspective.
Yeah.
And to be able to appreciate it the same way that we did is very cool. Again, so I give him a lot of props. So he's a very cool guy. But again, he was the one because he's got the relationship with Scope and all the above. But he was the one that put me onto that, and he was I had the same reservations. I'm like, bro, like.
Like, what do you do?
Yeah, and like, without being arrogant, it's like, bro, I know I'm nice and I know we got good shit, but like, I've kind of been out of this for a while, and for me to like start dropping bread and throwing the, whatever to try to get people to come out, it's just like, yeah. And he's like,
Yeah.
make it an event. He's been trying to get me to move my sauce for like 2 years now. He's like, bro, the sauce is the sauce. He's like, you got to do this, and that's why we shot the commercial and all that. So we're trying to I'm trying to just formulate all of it and just congeal it down into one cool event and see how it goes. And if it goes well, we'll do another one. And if not, we learn from that and try to figure it out and adapt and overcome,
Yeah, but it makes it an experience. I mean, we've said this before. It isn't just the traditional. When you start stepping further from just DJ and artist rapping, with beats, you start getting into a live band or somebody making the beat on the spot or just live music in general. Or now you have a producer set, artist set, video, sauce, giveaways. It starts to, like you said, it starts to make it an event, but it's different than what people are typically used to seeing.
Right.
And those shows are great too. Don't get me wrong. Just having a typical hip hop show is always amazing. It's always fun. It's always a good time. But when you do start to mix it up, it just makes it an experience.
I feel like people-
it's more separation from the traditional of what people do.
Full
Sorry,
agreement.
I
Full
No,
agreement.
you're good.
Full agreement.
I was just gonna say, I feel like people, well, as human beings, right, we always want to feel like a sense of community, right, or like togetherness.
100%.
So
100%.
I think, and especially over the years with COVID and so much of that like being lost, I think now it's so important more than ever, like when you are doing events to, like make it extra special, put that special touch. Like there was a while where we lost connection like that. And
Huge.
we couldn't see live art, and that was taken away from us. And like, it wasn't until that happened when I was like, oh my God, I don't even know how to live
How to do
without
this,
this. Like I
right.
can't, and then trying to do theater over Zoom, like you can't do that
Oh,
shit.
man.
Yeah,
And it really makes you question like your existence.
Yeah.
But-
no, I'll go deep with you on that. I'm right there with you.
Like,
Absolutely.
I digress. But
No,
anyways,
yeah.
I feel like, yes, making something an event and like having people come out and just gather and like giving them art and like I just feel like that's so important right now.
100%, because that's still nobody's. I feel like it's still not back yet. Meaning like people are still slowly coming back out of the fray. Again, shout out Ark and he and his whole Steel Gold crew. Like, bro, they just did that big festival.
That looked crazy.
And I'm pissed at myself that I didn't show out for it. I had to work just like all of us. And he knows this, so I don't feel like I'm talking out of turn. He said we kind of put it together, not like super fast, but I didn't know about it until
Yeah.
it was like already had happened. So
Yeah, because usually they're pretty good about
yeah, their
getting
promo's
everything
fantastic.
out there. Yeah, yeah.
So I think that, again, I don't know enough about it at all, so I definitely don't want to talk out of turn. But all I can say is that I would have, had I known it was going on,
Right.
maybe even 2 weeks in advance.
it out.
Yeah, I would have definitely been there. So again, give people credit for that, but more importantly, like I realized though that it's no knock to the Shaskeen and no knock to that night, but there wasn't a ton of people for AZ. Like AZ, it was decent. It was definitely decent, but like it's AZ, bro. Like you would think that there would be a lot more people coming out.
Even when I opened for him, it was the same thing. It was
Oh no shit, you opened for him too?
Yeah,
That's what's
probably
up.
like
Dope. Hell yeah.
2 years prior to that. I think
good for you, man. That's
probably
awesome.
2019. It was back when R.A. the Rugged Man was coming in too.
Ah, bro, RA's like to me. I love that guy.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it was fun. Me and Cody actually opened up for
No
AZ.
shit.
Yeah, we by luck of, not I don't want to say luck of the draw, but what's his name over at Josh at the Shaskeen.
Yep.
So they were doing a contest for R.A. the Rugged Man. Artists come up, rap. Whoever wins gets to open
cool.
up
So you
for
won
R.A.
that.
for R.A. the Rugged Man. So I go up, Cody goes up, a couple other people go up. They announced the winners. Wasn't me or Cody. So,
Record stop.
but then Josh comes over and he goes, "Yo, I just want to let y'all know, I didn't pick you because I didn't feel that you would be a good fit for this specific show."
Understood.
But he's like, "Yo, I have AZ coming in, and I feel like y'all would rock that
Better.
show better.
There you
Better fit for the artist.
There you go.
For the fans that are
There you
going to
go.
come in." So he's like, "Yo, you both of y'all can open up for
Credit him
for that."
then
And I
for
was
knowing
like,
that,
yeah,
and making that and again,
Exactly.
because that could have backfired for you guys, where it's like crickets, and you're like, what the fuck, and then,
right.
yeah,
All the
no.
RA fans are just like, "What?
Yeah.
Like we came for this? Like, all right, where's RA?" You know.
And that's kind of again,
But I get what you're saying about the capacity and everything. You're just like, these are phenomenal artists that people should be knocking down the door to
pioneers
see.
of this shit.
Knocking down the door to see, and it's
That's not as full. I will say though that I had that feeling that, like you talked about, that good, because we've been at those shows, we've been at those hip hop shows where you just get that great feeling of just like, this is why we fucking do this.
Yep.
Coast Contra. So Coast Contra went, and they were down at shit. It used to be TT's. I don't know if you guys know TT the Bears. So if you go to Middle East, right? So now I'm showing my age, right? So if you go down to Middle East, and you're looking at it, TT's would be around the side. It's like, damn, I suck, right? It's probably Aura or something like that. I don't remember.
Sonia? Is it Sonia
There
now?
you go. That's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
Sonia now.
They not only did they kill it, there was a so again, they don't even have any probably realization of who I am, but shout out to Villain Park, a bunch of young boys, right? And I say a bunch of young boys, but they're like maybe barely able to drink. These kids shut it down. They were the opening act, and then there was two girls that came on after them, female MCs that were a problem too, and I suck right now because I want to show them love too, but they killed it as well too. But yeah, just the whole night, it was like everybody was dope, and the crowd was into it, and they were giving love. Like it was feedback. I'm sure, again, being that you guys have both performed before, you've been around where it's like you're giving your all, or you're watching somebody else give their all, and nobody else is like picking up on that.
Yeah.
What did I step into? I just stepped
Oh
into
no! I did a show.
I've watched that
She's
happen.
physically watched it happen to me.
to
We were in
to my
Lowell.
boy.
Yeah, we were I was performing in Lowell with a friend of mine who's my hype man, and artist, phenomenal artist, Michael Murphy III.
Shout out, yeah, Daddy.
Shout out Murph. I saw him over the weekend and we were talking all about that. It was hilarious. But yeah, long story less long, we're performing, we're jumping up and down, we're bouncing off the walls. Kayla's like, "Go, let's go, let's go!" And then she looks around and she's like,
Yo, everyone was like dead.
"We had the
It
same
was
show."
crazy.
Like they were just.
And
But yeah.
nah, man, that sucks. I'll just say it straight like that. That sucks because like,
Because like, why did you go in the first place? Like, why are you even there?
Bro,
You know what I mean?
Like you go to watch music, but then you stand there like a zombie.
because you're too cool.
People are scared to like, or this is just an observation that I'm pretty sure I've made. I think people are scared. They like don't know how to act anymore in public, and I'm
Yeah.
like, yo,
That's right.
It's not that hard to just like be a person
Be you.
and like have a good time, or like if you're seeing live music, you think that you would be like immersed in that, right? Like you think that you
One
would
would
be
think.
like paying attention. I don't know. It's so
Going out,
crazy.
that's the top thing I want to see. You know,
Yeah,
live music,
same.
There's drinks around.
I spent money to be here.
Right.
I'm trying
That should be the best thing about the night.
Exactly.
But then like Taylor
Agreed.
Swift comes in, Taylor Swift shows up, and I'm like,
Right.
Taylor Swift,
Right.
the Swiftie. I'm like,
Oh my god, I paid like $10,000 to be here for this one night.
yeah, you can't even see her. You gotta watch it from the screen the whole time.
And
It's like,
she can't dance. But I'm not gonna shit on her by any stretch. She's talented.
I'm not gonna shit on her, but she ain't my shit.
No, exactly. She's not not my
That
full
ain't my
cup of
shit.
tea.
Yeah.
Give her the reason why I don't shit on her is because she does write her own stuff. To me,
Right.
people that get to that level that still write their own things and don't to me that's I feel like you care about the integrity of your music.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Like she's an artist.
So-
it's
so
just not
all day
my
long.
cup of tea.
Exactly.
Right.
Same concept. So I completely agree. So yeah, it's funny. I just back to it. The Coast Contra dudes just shut it down. It was dope, and literally, you just had a great feeling throughout the entire night, and that's what I want to be a part of. You know what I mean? That's where it's like I want. And it's challenging now too, because again, just with the way that booking is working and things like that, they already they had their openers. So gone are the days of being able to open up for all of these people. You really gotta work your way in at this point now,
Yeah.
at least from what I can see. And so, because again, I mean, shit, I opened up for a boatload of people before, and it's that's not even a thing anymore. You really they show up with so again, I was trying to get on some bill with some Griselda dudes, and then they already they're we bring our openers all over the place,
Yeah.
and they charge their opener
Yeah.
to be there. And again, I get it. Look, everybody's trying to make money, right?
Yeah.
But it's all there's a lot of things that people don't realize what's going on a lot of the times, right? When you see these shows. So, yeah, you want that feeling, you want that vibe, but you're not going to get it all the time. You're just
Right.
not.
Right.
You're just not.
I wish they did it almost like And One. And One did it, where you show up to the
Great
city.
drop. Great drop.
Maybe you give a couple artists, some people just to show some love. You maybe do 2-3 songs depending on
Yes.
the length, and then
Yes.
that night you get to open up.
Yes.
Maybe you get the opportunity. I mean,
Yes.
as far as expenses and how far you want to extend it, but maybe you do bring them on. And then you start bringing them on tour. You bring them on for a couple of cities.
How did these dudes get on? The professor got on that way, right?
Yeah,
they found that
exactly.
dude there. They found these other dudes there that got exactly. I'm right there with you. It just seems like so much less of a community and so much more of a business at
Yeah,
this point.
for
And
sure.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. You were gonna say something.
I agree. It's strictly business. You know what
Right?
I mean?
Yeah.
And no matter how amazing you are, you need me on your next show or whatever. You know what I mean? I've opened for if I do a bigger opener, if I'm one of the best performers there, why not? Like you said, bring me on
Continue
tour.
to have your own.
Yeah. Why do I have
Why
to keep
not pull
paying?
this person forward? You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
Like
I feel like it's a
I know it
tier.
can make your
Agreed.
event much better, that much better. You know what I mean?
100% yes, 100%, and I have full agreement. And it's again, it just turns into quantity over quality in my
Right.
brain. You're now just taking the quantity of the money that you're charging the openers, and again, right, this has been a thing that they've been doing for years, and they've just found new ways to kind of shift and move and repackage or rebrand the same scheme and the same thing that they've been doing since, when they were
Yeah.
having you buy tickets to sell at your own show and all that, right?
Some people
So-
are still doing that too. I've seen it
Wow.
recently. It's been rare.
Wow.
It's more rare, but I've seen people still doing that.
Right.
It's interesting.
And again, it's
I get it, but I don't.
no, trust me, man. That's a big, huge topic that is probably a big hot button that we'll probably stay out of, right? But I've spoke my piece for years about this, so it's just kind of like whatever. Those that really know me know where I'm at with that. And again, I get everybody's hustle. I don't knock it. I really don't. For being a former hustler, still someone a current hustler, whatever. It's like you can't knock it. You really can't.
Yeah.
You got to show respect where respect's due. But like, damn, bro, you kind of bleeding. You know? So
it's like, how do I get on at this point?
Right.
You know,
that's
like,
it.
Aside from social media,
that's it.
How do I get myself
How do we
on?
do it without breaking our bank accounts?
That's it.
Without,
Because artists were able to do it before.
They were.
You know, without the social media. I mean, the thing was what? MySpace? That was like the biggest thing in the world?
MySpace.
Like, that was the only thing you had. So it's, how did it, these artists were able to make it on and open up for people and go on tour and do this and do that. Why is that still not possible today?
I couldn't tell you. I think there is, again, at least from what I can see, there is a lack of care, like we talked about, for quality. So it's, are you lit? Oh, okay, cool. You're in. It's like, well, wait a minute, bro. What does even lit mean to you? You know what I mean? Like that.
It's pretty subjective.
It is. It really should be
very
at that point. So then you're like, all right, well, so if those are the standards, and like we talked about earlier, any and everybody can be an artist nowadays because nobody's checking anybody either. That's the other thing.
No.
Like, again,
Just like, go ahead.
right. You know what I mean? Like, I came up again, especially the elephant in the room. I know, like I said earlier, I'm a respectable or respectful guest in this whole thing. So I had to earn a lot of stripes. So to start seeing all of these kids, the white kids to whoever, whatever, it's just like, damn, man, you guys have it easy. And like, yeah, you may not be as far along, or you may not even be as good or as accepted or whatever, but like, nobody's checking you.
Yeah.
And you're able to live like this. You're able to be out there like this. So again, regardless, I'm not gonna sit there and sing some sad song. It's like,
No,
come on, bro. Because like I said,
but it's the downside of the business.
There's a reality to that.
totally.
Yeah.
No, there is. Yeah.
It's completely true. Yeah. And like what me and Jay were talking about before too is like we want to see like more promoters, like them being able to bring people out. You know what I mean? Like you're the promoters. You know what I mean?
What are you guys doing to bring out?
Well,
right.
Exactly.
Again,
how much more money could you be making? Like if there was more of a demand for it. You know
That's
what
a
I mean?
great point, bro.
Again, if Taylor
great
Swift,
point.
if Taylor Swift is coming in town, they're not like, oh, our openers, can you guys bring some fans in? They're gonna be like, no, the artist is gonna speak for themselves.
Exactly.
Right.
And
some people don't
bring
have any to
people
begin
in.
with. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you gotta get in front of people. That's the whole point of having a show.
That's the point of being an opener.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly.
1,000,000%. It's like, I need to make the bread off of the shows to give you the bread to open. How does this, like, we're starting way off from this. But I've also heard like, it's about your brand, right? It's your brand, and that eye raise. And so true. Everything's a brand now, so they're treating it like a business. And the moment that you have brand worked into that, you have allowed business to come in, and that is a thing. So you got to give credit where credit's due on certain aspects for that.
For sure.
But it's such a weird lack of balance where, like I said, you could see the scales are tilted in certain situations where, like we said, how else... Like, because I heard, I'll finish this thought and I'll make it all work. But like, I heard somebody like shitting on dudes with 9-to-5s.
What?
Oh yeah, that's a thing. Like, that's a thing. People shit on dudes with 9-to-5s. Like, yo, you're not a real hustler. You're not really doing this. You're not doing that. Or you're not good enough on making all this. It's like, all right, man. So really, then let's put our cards out on the table there. And what are you really doing, guy, gal, whoever is calling people out for having a 9-to-5? What are you really doing? Are you doing and again, I don't want you to dry snitch on yourself, but like, I don't think you're really doing all of that, because realistically, if you're doing all of these things that you say you're doing to that degree, you're going to get got eventually. You just are. Bro, they're hitting Trump with the RICO. Right? So they're hitting everybody with the RICO. Anybody can get got. Ironically, the dude that created the RICO is getting hit with the RICO. How awesome is that? I think that's fucking fantastic. But Giuliani, right? So Giuliani came up with the RICO. So like, man, it's just wild to see how it all is played out like this, because it's just not how I came up into it. And you just don't know where to go with it at this point.
Yeah, the 9 to 5 is my hustle. That's where I'm getting my money from. So like, it's not like I'm just sitting on my hands and doing nothing and just trying. Oh, I can't make music and like, not doing anything. It's like, no, I'm actually trying to do something to get somewhere.
And why do you shit on somebody for doing that?
Right.
Again,
your side hustle or whatever you're doing is your 9 to 5. It may just because it's painted with a different paintbrush doesn't mean it's not the same thing.
Exactly.
Or a part of the same canvas. Let me clarify that.
No, that's very good. Very
Well,
good.
I always think it's weird if someone feels like they need to do that anyways. Like if someone feels like they need to shit on people that are conducting their lives in a different way, or like, I will always think that's weird.
Agreed.
It's almost like, are you mad that you can't do that?
I think it's yes.
And I'm not judging anybody.
Well,
No,
to me,
but
I think it comes down to, for me, I read that directly as insecurity.
Yes.
Like, that's what it comes down to.
Yes. And
If
jealousy.
you strip all of everything away, that's insecurity. And, like, you can see that right away. And I'm just like, I'm awesome with that.
And jealousy, it's just...
Yeah, I'm straight with that.
Right.
That doesn't align with me.
Because eventually those people are going to backbite you one way or another.
Oh, for sure.
And it's not, you know what I mean? It's like, you don't want them, it's like, I don't, yeah, I guess I want the acceptance because you want everybody to fuck with you, but yeah, your
not
face,
gonna
your
happen.
face just
I
sums
was
it
like,
up
I'm
right
so
there.
sorry, I disagree.
Right. No, but you're right. It's like, again, you know, you cast a wide net, you catch more fish.
I
kind
get
of a
what you're
thing,
saying,
right?
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, certain people you don't want, I guess, as fans, right? And definitely don't want fucking...
That's a good point.
Yeah, I don't want Nazis as fans, right? They're definitely out on that, you know? But like, yeah, what are you going to do? You don't want them around or whatever. But point I'm driving at is it just starts to get really wild nowadays for me, where I'm like, I just want to make this fucking music, man.
Yeah.
I really do.
Like I said earlier, I think there are tiers when it comes to that sense of community and like that part of acceptance of music, because I think that there are people that are still accepting of the music and the hard work that we're putting in.
No question.
It's almost like you have like we'll just use them like loosely, like the Drake level. Then you have like the, who's somebody I can put in there? Maybe like your Joyner level.
Yeah.
And then you have kind of where we all, not judging anybody, but
No,
kind of where we all sit
Sure.
in that independent level, where I feel like that tier 3, everybody is still trying to build a community, especially coming out of COVID.
Yes.
But then it's like you hit that ceiling into tier 2 where it's like people are like, nah, I'm not trying to.
Oh, they're not trying to let you in?
Not let you in. Exactly.
They're not trying to let you in,
You know,
because they feel like competition. Mm-hmm. And one way or another, whether it's, even if they're better than you, let's be honest, like people, like rappers know who's as good or whatever, like we all do. So you're lying if you say you don't.
Right. If you're a real
like
artist,
that.
you know, and you can admit that.
You should be able to.
Right.
Agreed. So it's weird, to credit your point, that dudes at the next level above you feel some sort of way, whether or not. But this is the other thing too. I've been told this before, and I was kind of talking to you about this in regards to, you know, rappers, right? I'm very impressed that you guys are cool, and because you guys are rappers yourself, and you fuck with me, which is cool, and I appreciate that.
Of course.
And thank you, but like that's not a thing all the time, and I know you guys kind of understand what I'm getting at. It's just like, oh, you rap? Let me hear something right now, and then it's like, my man's nicer than that. Fuck that. Whatever. And there is that, right, bro? I'd be guilty to say I've done this shit.
I probably do it too.
That was my. We all do it. We all do
My
it.
man's nice though.
We all do it. We all do it. So there's always, but like that's kind of what is good about hip hop too, because it keeps you going back to strengthening your own mind, your own pen game, your own freestyle game, whatever you feel like you're lacking.
Yeah.
There's always somebody. I mean, it's just like playing ball, right? So you want to play with somebody who's better than you? Yes, all the time. in my opinion, because I'm gonna rise up
get
to
better.
Yes,
You gotta play up.
that's
I feel
it.
like that with anything in life though. Like I always, if I set a goal, then I want to be around the people that are better than me and that
Yes.
are like a tier or two ahead of me, because how else am I gonna get there? So that's why I guess I don't understand like that whole competition mindset. It's just whatever. I mean, I get that it exists. It just doesn't work for me.
Yeah, it's like the phrase, if you want to be a millionaire, sit with millionaires.
All day.
Yeah.
That's it. And now the tricky part is that depending on these people's walks of life and where they came from and what they did, they're going to make you feel like you need to go through the same shit that they went through in order to open the door for you. And you can't always do that, for one. And you can't expect, like I said, man, I don't want to say it like that because I don't want you guys to think this, because I don't feel like about you, but I usually don't fuck with rappers nowadays anymore. Like I do to a degree.
Oh, I get 100% what you're saying.
You know what I mean? It's like I do to a degree because I like, if you're cool people and you actually are good and like you approach people on some humble shit or whatever.
Yeah.
Or like, yo, I'm nice and you're nice too, so let's do something. Like,
Yeah.
all right, bet, that's what's up. But 9 times out of 10, I'm trying to talk to their producer, or I'm trying to talk to their PR person, or I'm trying to talk to their DJ, because to me, that's going to just get me farther along. You're not trying to help me out. I get that. That's fine. You look at me as competition, or I'm going to steal away from your fans or whatever. Yeah. That's fine. I get it. But I think if we did a song together, then maybe, oh, wait a minute, let's both make it fucking dope, and now we're not competition.
Right. We're trying to feed each other
But
with a track.
I will say that, rappers try to kill each other on the tracks too, right? Nobody wants to go first. Everybody wants to go anchor. Oh, I want to go anchor. I'm just, let me hear your shit first, and then I'm gonna write something better or whatever. That's just how it is. That's the nature of the game. You're never gonna get rid of that. And to try to think that you're gonna get rid of that is crazy.
I think it's funny.
It is funny. But it's also part of. I mean, it's a competition too, right? Like at the end of the day,
when it's healthy.
I was gonna say, I'm sure
thank
there's
you.
a level that's
Thank
like healthy
you.
and that's fine.
Yes.
And it keeps you
yes,
bettering your skills, like you said.
100%.
Because like I remember hearing, I think it was M and Busta Rhymes, and they were working on a song. I don't know if it ever came out or whatever, but we'll just say like M did his verse first, and then Busta comes and does his verse, and they're sending it back and forth. So M does his, Busta sends his in. M hears it and he's like, no, I gotta do
my
better.
shit again.
Does it again, sends it to Busta. Busta hears that. Nah, I gotta do it again. Bam. So they're
Song
going
never comes out.
like back and forth. But it's like they weren't doing it because they were like, no, I'm better than you. They were just like, bro's got it.
I can't let him eat
I
me on this
can't-
track.
yeah.
I can't let him eat me.
Fucking
In a
dope
humble
as shit.
way.
Right.
In a
Like,
humble
right.
way of
It's
doing
like
it.
my shit was good. It's like that's fucking amazing. I gotta fucking raise the bar.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
match
I
that.
see. That's so
Yeah.
important to work with people like that. Like for me, like actors, like I will pay attention to the actors around me that I see like that, and I'll be like, okay, I want that person to be my scene partner. Like I want to like just work closely with them somehow, because like it makes you better because you're constantly
Yeah.
trying to like reach that next level.
100%. And so again, I think you summed it up perfectly. Healthy. Has to
Has
be
to be
healthy
healthy.
competition.
It has to.
Has to be. Again, I mean, bro, battling is battling. That's some of the best shit ever, right? That's where you hear some of the best bars ever that never actually see the light of day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how the Math Hoffas of the world existed, and the Bone Collectors and all these dudes that, the just beasts again, but some and again, I'm not speaking out of turn. I've watched a lot of their shit. They make good songs, no question, but they'd be the first to tell you, like, I gotta, my songs are dope, but my strength is this. So we all have certain strengths and weaknesses or what have you. And to me, I just like being well-rounded. I like, it's like if you can't be 10 out of 10 on everything, you should at least be, 10 out of 10 on some things, and then maybe 8 out of 10 on the rest of it. It's because you're working and you see it for what it is, and you diversify.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
But yeah, I think it's very interesting to see where this game is going to go. I think it's, again, because of dudes like yourself and the Champ Chucks of the world, or Chairman Chow, all the whatever, man of many names, right? Yeah. There's appreciation for it. So I don't think that it's going to go away. my only fear is that it becomes even more niche, where it's just like a super small microcosm of people really fuck with like the official boom bap or just, and I don't even want to say straight boom bap, because I like more than just boom bap hip hop. It just has to be well done. It just has to be like educated to a degree. Like I love ignorant shit. I'd be lying to tell you if I did. I love ignorant shit.
I tend to gravitate towards that.
I love it. I think it's hysterical. But I want to hear that they know it's ignorant and that they did it on purpose, or they're
correct.
You know what I mean? Like
there's more.
There's more behind you to just this ignorant shit. Like
yes.
like again, rest in peace, Sean P. One of my favorite rappers on the fucking planet, because he did educated ignorance the way I like, just the best, in my opinion. Some of the best, and him and like Redman was like the start of that too, like even beforehand, where it was like grimy hood shit, but it's well fucking put together that it's just like, you are super smart. There's no way you can deny that you're super smart. To me, the combo of that's where you're winning in my brain. Those are like the best of the best, the upper echelons to me.
I agree.
So yeah, you know, I just hope that mentality lives on through the next generations.
Yeah, I don't want to see that stuff die out.
You can't.
I think it will. I do.
Don't have high hopes, huh?
I said I think it will.
Oh, you think it'll live on?
Yes.
Good.
Oh, okay. I definitely thought she was like,
no, I said I
she's
think
like,
it
no,
will.
it's gonna die.
No. I said I think it will. I said I think it will.
I hope so. Yeah. I hope so. I mean, again, and it's on us to try to make it as palatable. And so that's why, again, I've tried to not be old head hating all the time. And I'll listen to this.
Proud.
But for real, like I promise you, I do listen to your shit.
I old head hate sometimes, but I also listen to the new shit, and like I do fuck with some of it.
I
so,
do.
Like,
I'll listen to it.
and I have no problem saying when it's good. Like.
Right. But just give me something that has some substance to it too.
Right.
Please, because I bet. Yeah, admittedly, I've been around. I've heard not great things for a long time. I've heard some really great things for a long time. So I'm picky. It's just the way it is, you know?
But I'm very picky.
I think all of us probably have very picky ears.
Well, at this stage, right? Ironically enough, like I don't even listen to, like when I'm in the car, I pop on like Spotify, which is whack. I should have a Tidal account where I'm giving everybody all the big money. So you guys know that, right?
What?
Tidal pays out the best. Again, more free game. You can hit me up, FreddyLapse.com for the game. No, no, but again, Tidal, as far as the DSPs are concerned, Tidal pays out the most. So, like, again.
So we should just start pushing everybody to get Tidal out.
Basically, but it's expensive. And, excuse me, and the reason, or at least this is what I've been told, things could have been changed over time at this stage of the game, where I don't fully keep up with that as much as I probably should. But when I was looking into, putting my shit on the DSPs, I'm like, all right, well, who pays out the best? And because you hear that whole thing with Spotify is just such a necessary evil, where you're just like, I got to get on there, but man, they didn't pay me the fucking
nothing.
A third of a penny each play. Like, god damn. So, but that being said, like when in my car, I'm riding around, I put on the Spotify 70s mix, bro. I'm listening to the 70s songs because, again, that's where most of the samples come from.
That's true. You're not wrong.
And those songs actually are dope as fuck.
They really are.
And they just caught a quick little segment of that was cool. And then they use that. So for me, the creative juices go all over the place. I'm like, oh shit, I could use this. Has this been used? Has this been flipped? And then if I'm not even like in that mindset, I'm just like, damn, this is dope. This is better than, you know what I mean? Just that good funk, that good even classic rock, from all things, fusion, R&B, the soul, the fucking Motown. I mean, damn, man. What got me back like really into that was Leon Bridges. I don't know if you guys know him.
Yes.
You'll fuck with him. He's amazing.
Oh my God.
Amazing. Saw him. So I heard the first song. Somebody put me on. I can't remember. It was like a few years ago. Coming home, and then my wife and I went to his show, and floored.
Well, how was that?
Floored. He was up at Thompson's Point up in Maine, in Portland, and dude could dance, sing, breaks out the guitar, does like it's a show, it's a performance, and he's killing it. And he sounds like it's like Sam Cooke reborn. You know what I mean? It's like, and that's just that.
He has a beautiful voice.
Hits you, and you just know. And I got to see him again with. I always butcher their name. It's Krugerben or Krongerben. They're dope too. You should check them out. The 3-piece from Texas. They fucking murder it. So again, it's funny. Like as much as I'm in this hip hop world, and I'm a student of it. Like, it's not to say I've had my fill, but it's like I got enough on where I want to start branching out into these other things and really getting into them as well. So that's why I think it just makes you a more well-rounded artist, truthfully,
That's true. No, it is. That's true.
Because ironically enough, I got into this back when like I was really into punk music. Really got into like good hardcore and punk music.
Yeah, fair enough.
And the messages were pretty similar at one point in time, where it was the struggle, like fuck the man, and
I see that.
And aggression and like Bad Brains, love fucking Bad Brains, and Black Flag and all, and No Effects and all of that. I can sit there and drop all of these punk bands, but the beauty of it is that I just was like, you know what, I can't play anything. Like I could play drums all right, but I knew I wanted to get into it, So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna, I saw my cousin. I'll never forget it. I saw my cousin rock a party. And he's not even really like a rapper like that. But we went down. He was in D.C. It was literally one of the coolest events I've ever been to. I was like just turned 16. And I was down there for just a party, whatever. And I watched him just like getting a cypher. And like, again, this is before like I really was like making I don't want to say a ton of friends. I had friends, whatever. But I didn't have friends that were like diverse at that point. Like I had some, definitely did. But not to this degree where he was literally like we were the minority when we went in there. And to me, I was like, okay, this is cool. Like not only is he getting acceptance, we're friends with people, and I'm learning all different things. And then all of a sudden, he kicks something when they kick, like a cipher breaks out, and he drops something, and people are like, oh, I'm like, oh shit, this is like, okay, this is what I think I'm supposed to do, because like I can work all of this in. And it was a beautiful moment at that point. And to me, that is where the essence of hip hop really lives, man. It's like when you sit back and you go back and do your history on it. Kid Capri said this as much too. Yes, it is predominantly, no question, and started off as a black culture thing, no question. So to sit there and say it's not that is foolish. It means you don't know your history.
Right.
But the acceptance did get gained by the white dudes that were cool, that knew their place, like the Beastie Boys, like the Third Bases, like the fucking you could name a few more off the top. I can't off the top of my head, but So, but he said this as much too. He's like, it doesn't matter if you white, black, purple, or brown. If you dope, you're dope, and then
simple.
And hip hop will accept you and should accept you if you're legit. And to me,
That's true.
I saw that. After, literally, like I'll never forget it. I saw that after I came back from that party. So like, because this was in like a skateboard video of all things. Because that was the other thing. Skateboarding kind of worked into that as well too. And I used to skate, so it was like, oh man, these are my people, dirty street kids that just like to fucking get it in and have fun and just call people out and we'll fight and we'll love all. I'm like, yo, this is what I do. So here I am. But yeah, man, it's been dope. It's been a lot of fun. It really has.
Awesome, man.
So I feel like I'm talking too long and you're trying to wrap
you're
it up.
You're good,
here.
man. No, this is what we're here for.
All right.
We're here to have the conversation.
I need that wrap it up button because I'll keep going. You know what I mean?
That's why we bring people back on too. Like,
dope.
Yeah, like
no doubt.
Because conversations are always different. Conversations always change. You always add on,
This is
continue
true.
on what we're talking about. So
This is true.
even if we cut something short or whatever, it's like, yo, come back on.
Hell yeah! No, you guys
let's
are cool as
keep
shit,
coming,
man. Definitely.
Well, you have to come back on after we do our event. So we
Yeah.
can
That'd be cool.
follow up
Yeah,
on
yeah,
Hell
it.
yeah. So we're going to have videos for all of that. Like I said, we'll have videos. We're going to have pictures, all of the above. so people can stay tuned. It's gonna, if you can't make it out, which you should, again, October 14th. Whew, man,
I got you.
Thank you. At Scope. Make sure you check it out. And then, of course, follow me on FreddyLapse.com. You could follow me on IG, Freddy Lapse Music, for more info on all that. And then, of course, the lovely Kayla will be pushing it as well, too. So you can stay tuned with all of that.
Definitely. For sure.
So, yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. What else you guys want to yap about? What's the thoughts with the sports situations, right? I don't know. What else are we talking? Because we don't want to do politics, right? That's not a good.
No.
That's not a good idea.
No.
And religion we stay away from, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
next thing is, I don't know. What else you guys want to? I've done all the shameless promotion that I could do at this point. Now I've shouted out myself 1,000 times
That's
and
the
all my
point of it,
people.
honey.
Yeah, you dropped knowledge. You dropped knowledge today.
That's the
so
point of it. No,
Thank you.
there was a lot of value adds there. So
Thank you.
thank you
It's
for
almost like I
sharing
don't
that.
want to ruin it for sports.
Right.
No, hey man.
know what I mean?
We're well over an hour now, anyways.
Yeah,
we
that's
have to
true,
be
too.
well over an hour.
Yeah, about an
and my
hour
back's
and
killing
almost
me.
a
So
half.
I
That's
love
it.
you, people. But
Yeah, she's like, I gotta get off.
I'm trying to get out of here.
That's dope.
Sick of you people.
Nah, but for real, thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for
I
coming,
really,
man.
really appreciate it.
For
This
sure.
has been awesome. Definitely going to be, as many times as you'd like to have me, I'll be here. So
Yeah, for sure, man.
So yeah, check them out. Right Mind Podcast.
Check this guy out.
Man,
Freddy
love
Lapse.
is love,
Let's
right?
go.
We're all-
Absolutely.
So
Always. Well, I want to thank everybody for tuning in, checking this out. I skipped the intro as always because we just have amazing conversations as always, and we did not do the clap either. Another long story.
cut, right?
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
But we appreciate everybody for tuning in. My name is Jay Faith,
My name is L.Y.F.E.
and I'm Kayla.
and we got
Freddy Lapse.
in the building, and this is the Right Mind Wednesdays podcast. We'll catch y'all next time. What's up?